Tonight, from Seattle, Washington, it's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports.
Point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading the charge, we get a look at their 6-year quarterback.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other 2/3, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Operating from the gun, Franklin, and that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. You look at this Niner defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit at covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes. See if they can generate some run after the catch. There's nothing doing on that one.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Well, that's one way, and a good way, to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Sheds off the tackle. And a good burst there right from the start as he'll get this one out near the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Looking to throw. Franklin. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be let out by their left-handed quarterback.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. get back to the basics, get his game going again.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Here's 2nd and 3. Off play action. Fletcher. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. Adonai Mitchell. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now a play fake here on first down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll find Metcalf. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays, because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
To throw on 2nd down, Franklin. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the gun on 3rd down. Franklin work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another 1st down. Up the middle they run, and now the ball comes loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers. Guys who can make big plays, interceptions, not get free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Called it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Again, it's Guerrero. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. A handoff running right, Guerrero. And he is going to lose yardage here. Off the play fake. Fletcher. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They're backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. That is caught. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Back to throw. Fletcher. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Isaac Guerrero with career touchdown number 126. The same number Jim Brown had during his 9-year career. And the Niners have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Franklin. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Back to throw. Franklin. Throw out wide to Walker. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. And the Niners get there and bring him down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Looking to throw. Franklin. This one goes underneath to Walker. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. 5 yards. Not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Back to throw. Fletcher. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk with an acrobatic catch. And the 49ers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, Franklin going right back to Fant. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. Only able to gain a couple there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
He'll field this at the 5. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with a 21-0 lead already, no need really to take any unnecessary risks. Throwing to start the drive. Fletcher flushed out right. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. That was signaling a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Fletcher. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
He's going to go up top again. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
The extra point try now for Moody. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
On second down, a run with Garendo. And everyone on their assignment defensively there as he'll be taken down behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Watch 10, watch 10. Come on, watch 10, watch 10. He's checking. 60 Bison. Ready to go.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That's a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10. Another try for Garendo. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Isaac Guerrero, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
How about the vision on the run here? This one's intended to just be a straight dive up the middle. But once he gets through traffic, he sees that the open space is to the outside. So he's just going to angle himself out wide and win the race to the pylon.
Moody good with the extra point. And that makes this 35-0 now. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. Here's Walker to start the drive. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Right there. 54, right there.
Looking to throw. Franklin, Smith and Jigba hauling it in on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third down, here's Walker. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
And this one is right through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Off the play fake. Fletcher. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there for the Niners. 55 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. Here's Guerrero, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Isaac Guerrero with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list. And the Niners will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Moody good with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. And out now come the Seahawks. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On second down, it's Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try the middle with Garindo. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brevin Jordan from 19 yards away. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were, and we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Moody good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. Back to throw. Franklin over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Taken in at the 22. A great return there of 22 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
19 tight.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Handoff here, Guerrendo.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown.
Isaac Guerrendo.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the 49ers had 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
On 1st down, Franklin. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Franklin. And Walker has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kevin Farley. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense can very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
On the give, it's Garindo.
Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Off play action. Fletcher.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
60 boxes, 60 boxes. Check.
McCaffrey is in. Touchdown, 49ers.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now Moody for the PAT.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Franklin.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Fred Warner.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Fletcher. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Franklin. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing on 1st down. Franklin. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Now 2nd and 5. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for San Francisco, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Seattle.